So we're just a few days away from your return to the UFC octagon at UFC Fight Night 183, where you'll fight Alex Morono. How have your preparations for this fight been?
Yeah, fantastic. Very different to the last time. I think it's been probably about 14 or 15 weeks exactly since that fight. So
Yeah.
really, once we got home, it was head down straight away, and then a few weeks later we got the name. So it's been all go, and it's been fantastic. This is the first proper experience, I believe.
And how are you finding the first proper experience? Because obviously you got the Khamzat Chimaev fight on 6 days' notice, but now as you said, you've had 14 weeks to sink your teeth into it and to mentally more prepare for it. So how has that experience been for you?
Yeah, fantastic. I'm just happy. I'm just loving life. It's a fantastic life to have, especially now being signed to UFC. It's just fantastic, and it's something I love to do. And preparing for fights is there's nothing else I'd rather be doing. So it's just a happy time, really, and I'm excited to show that.
So obviously you, as we said there, you made your debut on Fight Island, which was a historic event in itself. But sorry, let me rewind there a bit. Let me go back to before Fight Island. Can you describe the emotion that you had when your manager Graham Boylan called you and told you that you'd been given the contract to fight at UFC Fight Island?
Yeah, it was a crazy moment. It was actually like the weeks up before that. I probably not that I expected it, but I remember kind of imagining something like that was to happen, and then I kind of put it on the shelf. And the minute I did put it on the shelf was the minute I kind of got the call, and just a crazy moment. It's like one of them things you always think you'll be embarrassed like looking back, but when I think about it, it's like probably something I'll never forget for the rest of my career, and I'm sure I'll watch that video many times. Yeah,
I was about to say, he also shared it with the world, your reaction, and I think a lot of us have been watching you for a long time. Obviously you made your debut, I think, was it BAMMA 22 all the way back in 2015. Yeah. So for a lot of us media members to see you to see your reaction after getting the call, it warmed the cockles, it warmed the hearts. So we're all happy for you. Yeah. To get that,
and it's one of the things. It's like I think, and like I knew he was videoing at the time, but probably straight after I was like, flip, I hope people don't see that video. And then, when you kind of embrace what it is and what it's for, and again, as you said, the journey's not just about me; it's about your team and anybody that's covered your fights for all the years. So it's important for everybody to get a sense of the share, isn't it? And I believe that anyway.
Yeah. So has life changed for you all since you became a fully fledged UFC fighter? Like, I know the world isn't in a normal state right now, but there must have been some aspects of life that have changed.
Yeah, I wouldn't say life's dramatically different because this is what I've been doing for a long time. I think if anything, it just brought back that excitement that not that I was missing, but it just brought it to a new level. UFC is what I've been striving for since I was 16. So to finally be in the league that I believed I was ready for a long time ago, and to be finally competing for them, how can I not relight that fire even more than what it was? So I guess that would be the biggest change, just a whole new level of excitement. I wouldn't say a new excitement, just a whole new another level.
And you touched on it there. Obviously, you've been grafting for the opportunity to fight in the UFC since you were 16, and then for 5 years as a pro. How did it feel when you were making your way into that octagon in July, and how did it feel having your name announced and heard all over the world?
Yeah, you know what? I actually felt so normal. It wasn't a moment that there wasn't a point where I had to sit down and try and get my head around it or anything like that. It was very normal, and even the little moments like trying the gloves on for the first time and wearing the tracksuit with my name on it, they were moments that it didn't faze me at all. But they're big moments, but it was just very normal, and again, that's how I take this sense of knowing I belong here, knowing this is my home for a long time to come.
And have you kept any mementos from that first fight week? Kept the tracksuits or even the gloves or whatever?
Yeah, well, I train in the gloves every day, so I've actually trained in them so much that one of the gloves there's no UFC logo on them. So I've got the shorts and stuff and the tracksuit and all's there. I gave a few bits away to the family and friends, but I always try and keep a few mementos, and maybe this one I actually plan to get the gloves framed, so it's something for the wall.
And you touched on your family there. What was your family's reaction to the news when when it got announced that you were signed? They must have been elated and just over the moon.
Yeah, they're probably relieved because it's all I talk about. It's all I ever wanted. So they're not relief. It's probably a sense of, they were immensely proud, and I think when I was 16, 17, they probably thought I was crazy. When I was 18 or 19, they started to see something, and then like in my earlier 20s, that they started to see it all coming together. So it was nice to finally have the end product that I told them I wanted. So proud moment for them, but even prouder for me to tell them.
And it must be a proud moment for your country in general, because you're the sole Northern Irishman flying the flag at this moment in time. Obviously, we've had Norman Park in the past, but how does it feel to be the flag bearer for Northern Ireland at this moment in time?
Yeah, I love it. To be honest, I know there will be a day when there'll be a few of us in, but as of now, I'm the only one, and I kind of love that. To be honest, it's no secret that anybody doing MMA, especially at a high level, there's a bit of them that loves the platform, loves the stage, and I'm no different to the rest in that sense. I love my name under the lights, and to be the guy that flies the flag is again, it's so proud. It's a proud moment, proud times.
Going back to your debut, obviously you took it what on, was it 6 days notice? Am I correct?
Yeah, 6 days.
The 6 days notice. Obviously we know the fight didn't go your way, but with the benefit of hindsight, do you believe that maybe you kind of made it it was a bit of a gamble taking a debut on such short notice, or would you have not changed anything?
Oh, it was definitely a gamble, but it's a gamble I would take time and time again. It was a situation is the risk higher than the reward, and the reward was way higher. So listen, we went in that fight to win the fight, but again, circumstantial. It didn't happen. But I regret nothing, and it was I'm very happy with not how it went, but I'm happy with how it all has played out, and it's definitely played to my favour, I believe.
Mm-hmm. And obviously in your second UFC out, and you're facing somebody who's been around the block a lot longer than Khamzat and Alex Morono. What have you made of his last few fights that you've seen him in?
Yeah, Alex has had a mixed UFC career. He has. I don't think he hasn't really had a straight run of fire, a lot of split decision wins and a few losses. He strung one, lost one, strung one, stuff like that. So, he's been around the block. I don't think he's lit the world apart. And again, I just feel like we're a different level of fighter here. But again, it's up for me to show that on Saturday, and I plan to do so. But he poses his challenges and his threats. But I don't believe it's anything I haven't seen before.
Mm-hmm. And are you happy to be fighting somebody who is a UFC veteran? Because in a sense, it gives you the opportunity to prove more so that you belong here in the UFC, that more so than had you beat Chimaev, because obviously Chimaev was an unknown commodity prior to facing you. So are you happy to be fighting a much more experienced fighter?
Yeah, of course. I think I would have been got it if I got a debut fighter or someone with a UFC loss, or I would have been got it with that. So to get a veteran, and it also shows where the UFC put me. It shows the level they have me at. A win here, and there's no reason why I can't call out another well-known name. So I think again it does. It speaks volumes to how the level they know I am, and I think that says everything.
Mm-hmm. And do you at all feel any added pressure to win this fight? Because in the past, the UFC have sometimes been very ruthless with cutting people. I know that wouldn't necessarily happen to you, because obviously you took the Chimaev fight in 6 days notice. But do you at all feel any pressure because of that?
No, I don't feel pressure. I feel the only pressure is on myself, and it's to perform. Mm-hmm. I don't feel pressure about. I know the UFC are ruthless, and rightly so. That's why they're the best promotion in the world. They don't carry dead weight. But no, I don't feel anything like that. I'm just here having a good time, and again, Saturday's going to show that I do belong there, and it's a non-issue in my mind.
Mm-hmm. And moving away from your fight, I'm doing a feature on Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier, getting fighters' predictions and fighters' thoughts on fighters' breakdown of the fight. How do you foresee this rematch going? Yeah,
I kind of see it going kind of the same as how it went the first time. I think Conor's he's just a different level to Dustin. Although Dustin's had a good run, but yeah, I just think Conor will be too much for him again, and it'll probably, I think, maybe go into the second round this time instead of so early. But I can't see it being a different result.
Mm-hmm. Now, going back to the fight with Alex, obviously Alex lost his last fight to I think it was Chaos Williams. That was I think that was in February, but that was only like 20 seconds. That stoppage. Do you garner much from like a short fight like that? What can you really take from an opponent losing in like under 30 seconds and then try to implement in your own game?
Yeah, well, it's hard. I've watched that fight. It was, it's kind of a big part of Alex's career. I think he fights emotionally. He gets very aggressive, and I think he got caught up in the moment. I believe that was his hometown, and they come out to a gunfight early. So you get clipped early. I don't look into much, but I wouldn't look into it much if it's in the last minute of the last round either. I watch a lot of fights. I watch most of his fights and break them down from there. To score off his last fight, especially when it is a 30-second fight, would be silly and careless. So I mean, there is stuff to take from it when you think about it, but not too much. I'm not really into stuff like that too much.
Okay, and a final question from me. I really do appreciate the time, Rhys. Without looking too far into the future, I know you're not one to get too far ahead of put the cart before the horse, or whatever that old expression is. But what do you hope 2021 holds for you? Yeah,
I just want to fight big names. I want to start climbing up into fighting a top 20, a top 15 guy, and a few more wins over the names that I plan to get. That has to happen. It'll be a forced action from the UFC. So it all starts with Morono on Saturday night, and then we'll go from there.
Rhys, thank you very much for the time today. I really do appreciate it. Take care and good luck on Saturday night.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.